Hello, what is up, disc golfers? Today on Iceberg TV, I want to tell you about the Noob Simhouse discs lineup. We have 3 discs in hand that they were kind enough to send out to us. We have Mr. Putt, we have Teleport, and Borg. And we'll start off with Mr. Putt. Mr. Putt, at first glance, I was a little bit skeptical about the shape. It's a pretty unusually shaped putter. You can see it's like a complete 90-degree angle. It's not super deep, but it's a little bit deep, but really the most noticeable thing is it literally just looks like a nice Pyrex Tupperware lid. And the feel in hand it's different. It feels like a 3D printed disc, and it feels like a disc that's not necessarily made of the same type of plastic that we've come accustomed to from companies like Discraft, Discmania, and Innova Discs. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad disc because it's different, and I think the fact that it's one of the more unusual discs that I've thrown makes it something that I really want to test out and get a feel for and see, maybe is this the future of approach putters. And I didn't think it was going to be very good, but upon throwing it, this thing is very overstable. It does not glide. It hits the ground. It's really predictable. It's really easy to shape. And comparing this to something like the Interceptor or the Koi, the Mr. Putt is significantly better if you've seen those reviews of those discs. The Mr. Putt is actually really awesome for backhand overstable upshots and forehand overstable upshots. So this disc could replace something like an AVR X3 in your bag, or Zone, or a really overstable putter. This thing actually glides significantly less than those discs. I would actually put this as more overstable and more predictable than the old Discmania Tactics. I haven't thrown the new retooled run, but I would choose Mr. Putt over the old Discmania Tactic 7 days of the week because it's so predictable, so overstable, and so reliable. So just because it looks a little bit funny and it's a little bit unusual doesn't mean it's a bad disc, and I'm actually really loving this disc, and it might make my bag full time. And all these discs are obviously going to get a full dedicated review, but I just wanted to give you guys an overview as to how I'm doing in the testing process so far. So I had the Mr. Putt in 2 different colors, so they have a lot of nice funky colors that I really like as well. It's really hard to lose these because they are so bright and so unusual looking. So Mr. Putt, I'm really enjoying it so far. Definitely look forward to the full review because of all these discs, this is the one that very well could make my bag moving forward. I actually genuinely really like this disc. Now the Teleport, I'm a little bit less of a fan of. I would say it's slightly slower than a T-Bird, but also a little bit less stable. So if I was to let a beginner player borrow a disc from me so they can go out and play around, I would let them use this disc. It's really shallow. It feels comfortable in the hand for newer players, people with smaller hands, a lot of female players who would have smaller hands. This would be a really great disc for them. I'm throwing it like super hyzer and it's flying quite a bit understable for me, so it's turning over. I could definitely use it as a roller disc, and I will definitely investigate that further. Again, full review of the Teleport. Look forward to that coming very soon. And the most interesting of the discs that we have is Borg, and I really like the name. It just sounds so weird. It's so unusual. And when I was looking at the shape and the profile of the disc on the website, you can see it literally is shaped the exact way as the Discmania tilt. So if you're unable to get a tilt, but you want the tilt experience, Borg is the disc for you. Now the material is obviously going to be a little bit different, but the Borg is more overstable than the Discmania tilt, and I can say that with confidence because I owned a first run tilt. I don't own it anymore. I parted ways with it to a Big Simon fan, and that was the agreement I made with the person who gave me the tilt, was they wanted it to go to a Big Simon fan. So I no longer have a tilt because I wasn't able to find a use for it because it was collectible and it's so overstable that it was unthrowable. Well, this thing's even more overstable than the tilt. So if you want to throw a tilt but you don't want to pay collector prices, or you don't want to, worry about losing your tilt, Borg is literally the exact same thing as the tilt, except even more overstable. Max power, vertical, 90 degrees, and hyzer, pans out, only goes like 120 feet. This thing is insane. The owner of Noob Simhouse Discs told me this is his main driver, but he's throwing it upside down, so he's fairly new to disc golf. I looked at his form, posture, and technique. He was sending me videos and asking me tips. He actually throws this really well upside down. I have a hard time with the grip, But as far as right side up, backhand, and forehand, this is an insane utility slash trick shot disc. And I can't stress this enough, this is more overstable than the tilt. Just look at that profile, and if you look at a tilt, it's the exact same thing. So this is a disc I'm really excited to get the review out to you guys, because I think this is another disc that could actually make a lot of people's bags as that tilt slash crazy utility disc. If you bag an RDG Stego, then this could replace that in your bag as well. It's got a little bit more comfortable of a driver shape than something like a Stego, but has the insane stability of being more overstable than a tilt. So this thing is an absolute monster of a disc. I really like it. It feels really comfortable for forehand. It's insane for trick shots. You can throw it like more than, like this would be like roller angle. You can throw it like more than roller angle on forehand, and it'll literally like full on flex and fade out. And I mean, this thing's gonna hit the ground, get a little bit of ground action, and then stop. So this is your get out of jail free card. This is so overstable. Again, if you want to replace the tilt because you don't want to lose your tilt, Borg is definitely the disc for you. So, all right guys, so my camera overheated. I'm just gonna finish this video on their website here. This is actually a good opportunity for me to show you that the website is live. I'll be doing full reviews on each one of the Noob Simhouse custom discs. Definitely come check out the website. The website's pretty cool. You can shop the discs here. It shows you all the models. It shows you what the backside looks like. You can see I have the Borg. This is the one that's like the tilt. It shows you all the disc metrics and the stats. I have the teleporter, and I have the Mr. Putt. So if you want to come check out the discs and make a purchase, come to the website, check them out. They're also on Instagram. You can shoot them a DM if you have any questions. But it is your boy Iceberg Dylan. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care.